Hello and welcome to the latest edition of Eclipse Pro Wrestling. I am your host with the most, David Scheller, joined by none other than Steven Anderson.
How you doing tonight, David? It is great to be here tonight at Eclipse Pro Wrestling from Columbus, Ohio.
Indeed. Of course, got another stacked night of action for everyone here watching Eclipse Pro, starting with none other than the Enigma, Fearce, facing off with the debuting Ozzy. So, Aussie Pride for all those guys out there. Aussie Rules, of course, an homage to the type of football they play down under.
Yeah, it's a different kind of football than what we call football here in the States, or what the rest of the world calls football, right? I should say, or what you guys call football. But it's going to be an uphill battle, I think. A baptism by fire, if you will, for the likes of Aussie Rules coming in here, making his debut at Eclipse Pro Wrestling against Fearce to open up the night.
Indeed, should be hard given that Fearce now has, well, his sights set God knows where after defeating Finn Balor in a redemption match, effectively, his time over in the land of the rising sun.
Yeah, and there was a lot of build up to that match. A very cathartic moment when those two kind of went at it with each other. So it does beg the question, where does Fearce go from here? Regardless of that, Ozzy Rules making his debut tonight. So it's a great platform for really both of them to set forth what trajectory they want to see themselves take. Fearce's entry is always so, well, ominous, sort of morose.
Indeed. Sends a chill down the spine as Fearce makes his way to the ring.
Very patient, very composed. It seems like he always knows exactly what his next step forward is and which direction it's going to be in. Man with a plan. Begs the question, what we will see from him, Fearce, going forward here at Eclipse Pro Wrestling. And again, this is nothing short of baptism by fire, drinking water out of a fire hose, whatever you want to call it, for Aussie Rules. I mean, I can't think of a more intimidating, well, we have a lot of intimidating competition here at Eclipse Pro Wrestling, but Fearce, given his momentum, this is a challenging start for Aussie Rules.
Of course, baptism by fire. But then again, Aussie Rules considers himself an embodiment of Aussie grit. It'll be very interesting to see how he puts himself here tonight.
Boy, that Fearce, like I said before, it's just, you said it best, sends chills down your spine there with the way that he carries himself as he makes that entry into the ring there. That crawl is so...
In a world of standout entrances,
yeah,
Fearce stands tall.
Absolutely.
Now we have the complete contrast. Aussie Rules making his way to the ring.
Hey, you know what? It's always great to see new talent coming into Eclipse Pro Wrestling. Obviously, Aussie Rules not being new to the industry per se, but obviously, yes, new to the locker room here at Eclipse Pro Wrestling, making his debut tonight. Loving the energy I see from him already as he makes his way into the ring. That optimism could go a long way. Could also be a double-edged sword if he's too optimistic and underestimates his opponent.
Feel like he might be bringing just enough energy to shake off the psychological warfare being put on display by Fearce.
I think that's a fair assessment, David.
Another ball game entirely.
Definitely a fair assessment. Definitely a good even out between the two.
Oh, Fearce bringing out the complication immediately.
Well, definitely a good way to...
Fearce goes for something and doesn't pick it up.
Ozzy's going to have to take a step back and assess, maybe.
Oh, no water in the pool.
Yeah, nobody likes when that happens. Especially if it's actually happened to you before.
Indeed. Fearce making the most of the opportunity. Ozzy Rules having to fight his way back into this match. Looking for something. Ooh, Falcon Arrow. Deadlift. In the
Well
middle of the
done.
ring.
Very well executed.
Oh, not even getting a 1 count now.
Well, staying on top of him. That's at least a good methodology to have.
Oh, like a reverse stunner there. I don't want to be on the receiving end of that, not with my neck.
Absolutely not. That would not be good for anybody. Definitely looked painful. There's definitely dominating, but not so much to the point where Ozzy's able to stay controlled by him. Ozzy's doing a good job of sort of delivering or sending back or delivering a receipt, if you will, to Fearce as best as he can.
Certainly seems that way.
I mean, I got to tell you, Ozzy Rules making his debut today or tonight here in Columbus, Ohio for Eclipse Pro Wrestling, going up against a caliber fighter or a high-class caliber fighter like Aleister Fearce. It's a pretty good outing so far for Ozzy.
Very impressive by the young competitor.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean,
Fearce taking absolutely none of that kick, getting straight up, delivering a drop kick. And certainly, oh no, Fearce deadlifting him up. Displaying power for the size.
Fearce really doing a good job in that last process and that last maneuvering, showing his physical prowess there. Not that Ozzy's necessarily a big man, but you know, he's got muscle, you know.
Oh, a spiking Hurricane Rana into the mat.
All of the maneuvering.
Ozzy Rules jumping straight up to his feet.
Very impressive, by the way, after that Hurricane Rana. Don't expect anybody to jump up that quickly. I was seeing it's almost like a second wind here come out of Ozzy Rules.
Certainly seems like he's found his stride now.
Can that stride sustain long enough for him to get a victory, though? I'll tell you what, like I said, if Ozzy were to get a W here, it would be a very powerful victory, in my opinion.
Oh, caught right into the power bomb.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
Oh no, Fearce setting up for something here.
What is he thinking?
Top rope. Oh no, not the... Oh! And that was all she wrote.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was still written well. Great outing by Alistair Fearce. And honestly, Ozzy Rules looking good, just not able to stay up to snuff against Fearce, which is, that's sort of par for the course, So congratulations to Fearce for the victory, and honestly, a tap on the shoulder for Ozzy for the good outing, but just wasn't able to get the victory there for his debut.
It does seem that Fearce was almost on the way to taking a loss here until he got that catch powerbomb and set up for the avalanche Spanish fly. Otherwise, he could have been in a lot of trouble.
That definitely could have.
Of course, we'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. Appreciate all the support.
Definitely. Always appreciate everyone tuning in to Eclipse Pro Wrestling, whether you're watching live, catching a replay. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you for being here.
Now we have a triple threat match. Two of the smallest competitors in Eclipse Pro facing off with one of the largest.
Absolutely.
Peter King and Rey Mysterio facing off with Cruz.
I think this is going to be one hell of a banger of a match. Triple threat rules, right? So there's a lot to
no
be.
Disqualification, no count out.
Exactly.
Can only win by pinfall or submission inside the ring.
Yeah, I think this is a great Chris Cruz, Peter King, Rey Mysterio. They're going to put on one hell of a show here right now. I'm looking forward to this match. I really am. I've been looking forward to it once I saw the card. I think we're going to see one hell of a stellar matchup between these three.
Call us if anyone missed the women's showcase last week. Would highly recommend, as Eclipse Pro Wrestling is dedicated to showing off all the different facets of this industry. So,
I enjoyed
the
showcases for sure.
Showcase would be highly recommended. Some of the best women's action this side of the planet Earth.
Peter King, ladies and gentlemen.
Peter King. Ambitious. A lot of ambition packed in that small frame.
Yeah, when you got a small frame like that, you're able to move a certain way. You're able to outpace and be more agile, quicker, faster. It's just all about being able to maneuver the body that you have along with the muscle alongside it. So he's one of those competitors that's able to do that, has the ability to actually execute too. So could be a potential standout factor for him tonight.
It does certainly seem that it is youth versus experience versus size here tonight.
Absolutely.
In this triple threat matchup.
Well said, David. Well said. I mean, you talk about experience. Here comes experience right here.
Hello, thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate all the support. Now standing at 5.
Yes, thank you
all.
Very much appreciative to everybody joining in for Eclipse Pro Wrestling. Thanks for being with us. Rey Mysterio, one of the greatest wrestlers of this generation, if not of all time. You could argue.
One of the most experienced luchadors to ever play the game.
I've been watching Rey Mysterio wrestle since he was Rey Mysterio Jr. Everyone knows how the history goes.
Well, we appreciate you tuning in anyway, Raging Spore. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
That is a friend of a friend.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, thank you for joining. I got to tell you, I'm a huge fan of background noise. I sleep with the television on. You know, I have a white noise machine. I love me some good old background noise. Which the white noise machine is basically just a fan that doesn't blow air.
Of course, Cruz makes his way to the ring as this triple threat match is about to get started up. Gotta wonder what strategies each competitor will employ. You can see the size difference.
Yeah, that's exactly what you were referring to earlier. You know, size versus youth versus experience. Peter King with the, or I should say Rey Mysterio with the experience. Peter King with the size, Chris Cruz with the size, and Peter King with the experience. Sorry, Jesus, can I get my words straight today? I'm
Seems
names
Chris
as I'm
Cruz was
watching this
having
match kick off.
absolutely none of that drop kick attempt, and Peter King getting back in only to lay him out. The baseball shot.
Very well said, David. That bat is, I mean, I've actually been hit with a bat before and have seen others been hit with a bat before, legitimately in the street, and it is not pretty. The sound is probably the most disturbing thing.
Peter King getting a quick revenge. But Chris Cruz having none of it as he just goes to town with Peter King on the bat.
Yeah, he is just treating that bat like a lawnmower, and he's mowing down the competition, mowing down that grass.
I can't imagine how Peter King's midsection is feeling right now.
I was going to say, those shots that Peter King was taking with the bat, it looked like they were midsection. I also thought I saw some shots to the knees, but
Ooh.
Wow.
Did seem like Rey Mysterio just tried to go for a bulldog attempt, but landed ass first on the chairs.
Yeah, saw that. That did not.
Stairs,
Yeah, the stairs. Those steel steps, unforgiving as they would be, landing on them in such a way. My God. Definitely a great plethora of style here.
Peter King able to power slam Chris Cruz. That's incredible.
Wow. Very good outing so far. I mean, given the fact that these three gentlemen or three competitors are, within the confines of a triple threat, right? So I think we can go there. We've already seen some pretty intense action. Goodness.
Chris Cruz now going after Rey Mysterio. His focus seeming to shift in his anger at
that did not look pretty on the outside there. I gotta tell you, Cruz using those knees like there's no tomorrow. Mysterio needs to start showing signs of life. And the majority of this has been on the outside. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It just makes the match obviously a lot more dangerous, which is legal within the confines of the triple threat rules, but
Rey Mysterio, the only one so far not to taste the steel of the LED poles.
He's had his fair share, though, landing on those steps earlier, and then he also took a dive on the side of the ring apron there, that hard edge of the ring there. That's the thing with these triple threats. You know, see those pin attempts there, but you gotta always be conscious and aware of your surroundings to avoid your pin attempt getting broken up, let alone whether there's going to be a kick out. That's a whole other ball of wax.
Oh, single leg Boston Crab by Mysterio here. Kicked off.
Not going to be enough, though, although it's a valiant effort, especially, you know, like I said earlier, I mean, the submission can be same problem with the pin in a triple threat. This crowd is on their feet here in Columbus, Ohio. This match has definitely been a banger up to this point. Not a letdown at all. Let's go for show. Sir Jazz, thanks for joining.
Of course, the headlining act has to get in on all the action. Of course, defending his title against the Apex Predator Randy Orton later in the night.
That's right, the Comet Championship.
Especially since the not main event, unsanctioned death match between Demise and the Shredder, which isn't happening, will be
Wait, did you say it's not happening?
Well, it's not sanctioned, so I can't say that
gotcha.
it's happening.
I gotcha. Yeah, lights out kind of thing. It's gonna be one hell of. I tell you, those last two matches of tonight's card. I mean, this whole night's card is really explosive with action. Honestly, this is the second match of the night. This triple threat match between Cruz, Peter King, and Rey Mysterio, and they had a tough act to follow with Fearce, Alistair Fearce, and Ozzy Rules with his debut opening up the night's card here, Columbus, Ohio. So it's been one hell of a night already, and it's going to stay that way here at Eclipse Pro Wrestling.
Oh no, Peter King being lined up for something here. Oh! Oh! Face squished into the... Oh,
Jesus. Oh my God. Not pretty at all. Well, depending on your perspective at least.
Cruz perhaps looking to put the finishing touches on this match.
It's a good opportunity.
Oh, there we go.
It does look, yeah, I agree. It does.
Peter King able to get up still, now going head to head with Rey Mysterio. Cruz lifeless in the ring. Able enough to break up that pin, however.
Yeah, I think Mysterio thought he had it there, but obviously not enough. Oof. My God. Uh-oh.
And just tossing each other around.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, 2 out of these 3 competitors here, you know, or at a smaller size, frame, figure, form factor, whatever you want to call it. And we're seeing that in this match.
Cruz setting up.
God. Oh, God.
That's dead center of the ring. Rey Mysterio breaks it up.
At the last second there. I didn't think he was going to get in there. Another opportunity here. My goodness, this has been one hell of a matchup between these three here tonight. Definitely not a letdown at all. Oh, I thought that was it.
Could have very well been it. Here we go, one more for the road. Oh, Rey Mysterio planted dead center of the ring. Jesus, gets up.
This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's 2 times now where I thought this was over, that the nail was in the coffin. That's all that she wrote. Now we're seeing some blood. Which honestly, I'm surprised we haven't seen blood already, but I mean, given the way that this match opened, speaking of which, there's that baseball bat again.
Cruz is infuriated. I'm not sure what's going on.
I think he's lost it. David, I think he's lost it. Oh my God. He's lost his mind. He's lost his mind. Oh. I feel like this is a good opportunity for one of these two, unless another, that's the 3rd time now.
Peter King just pinned.
Did you see that?
Cruz.
My God. Peter King just came in from the outside, nailed that last maneuver, and boom, came in with the W.
Jesus.
Wow. That was a great match, David. That was an amazing triple threat match. Really, honestly, a brutal triple threat match between these 3 competitors. Very, very well done. Earned victory, no question about it. Wow. That was a surprise. I did not expect, because he was on the outside of the ring, and he snuck right back in underneath the ropes, came in, was able to get that pin there after some execution.
Able to steal the victory there. Very impressive.
Going to be another good one here, right?
Thank everyone for tuning in. Appreciate all the support.
Absolutely very grateful for everybody joining us tonight here at Eclipse Pro Wrestling. Hope everyone's enjoying the action. Still have plenty of action coming forward. We are just really kicking off the night here, aren't we, David? Forward to Scarface
now we
here.
head to Scarface taking on Finn Balor. in a match specifically requested by Scarface himself, looking to redeem himself after that mess with David Wise.
Yeah, we were talking about Finn Balor earlier with respect to Aleister Fearce. Look at Scarface here coming down, making his impression felt right away. A lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. This is addicting. I love it.
Calls himself the denizen of the MMA cage. You look at the way he runs the ropes, couldn't suspect he did anything else before it.
I'm expecting a lot here tonight from these two. I think Finn Balor, you know, his track record obviously speaks for itself. So we know what he's capable of, obviously. Scarface here just kind of blew the lid off the joint, though, with how he kind of, I mean, wow, that was a very, very gaudy entrance. Now here comes Finn Balor. The man with many names, Prince. The Demon. Pardon me 1 second, I'm getting called to the back. 2 seconds. Okay, I have returned, and I did not miss too much. Good. Balor also no stranger to the electrifying entrance. Talking about going back to Scarface and his energy and momentum as he came down the rampway.
Wait, what? Just hearing something from backstage.
What's that?
Cruz is apparently just demolishing Peter King.
Are you serious?
Clearly not happy. Just battering him backstage.
I'm sure he's frustrated and embarrassed with what happened, and he's taking matters into his own hands. What it sounds like. Wow. Well, it's no surprise. It comes as a surprise and also not a surprise, David. That match, that triple threat match, was so impactful that there's ripples, and that's what we're hearing about, right, David? Is those ripple effects. That's that backstage heat after the fact, right? It's not over, obviously. It sounds like, at least not in his eyes.
Definitely doesn't sound like it's over.
Getting back to in-ring action here, though, Scarface and Finn Balor.
Scarface bringing a level of intensity.
Absolutely he is, which I mean is par for the course when it comes to what what we've seen from him already.
Oh, what a drop kick from Balor.
Balor's of a certain size where he's, going back to what we were talking about earlier, is able to move in an agile way and be able to execute so quickly. I mean, Scarface is a quick individual too, though. I mean, that's the thing. When it comes to speed, from what I can tell already, I mean, these two are pretty evenly matched.
Certainly very strong in his technical ability. Of course, that coming from his MMA side. Definitely not letting up. Traditional wrestling takedown right there.
Well, I think what one of these two individuals are going to have to probably do is think outside the box of the traditional style here and there. I think we just saw some of that from the likes of Finn Balor to get the W over the other one.
Whoa, just devastating power bombs here.
I mean, that's where there is a size difference there, right? You could obviously see between Scarface and Finn Balor. It's not entirely significant, but it's there.
Jesus, what a cutter. Scarface picks up a pretty quick win right there.
Congratulations to Scarface. Now the funeral is over and all the tears are dried up. Quote from the rapper Scarface. Now the funeral is over and all the tears are dried up. Very good outing by Scarface, and again, significant W in my opinion, taking the fact that I got a lot of respect for Finn Balor, to be honest with you, and I think a lot of people who are in the industry, share that sentiment. So good for Scarface.
What was that? Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
I was just saying I got a lot of respect for Finn Balor, and I think a lot of people who follow the industry share that sentiment with me. So from the perspective of Scarface, it's a very well earned W for him. Oh, what a night of action it has been as we waltz into our fourth match of the night. American Alpha and Blood Moon.
Of course, American Alpha versus the Equinox champions. Blood Moon.
And I got to tell you, David, they really they went through hell to get to where they had to get to just to be in contention for those tag team titles, right? Those Equinox titles. I remember watching the shows and calling the action with you about how it led up to that point. So they've definitely earned those championships. And they went through a lot to make it to the top of the division. American Alpha. Here we go.
Indeed. Kind of odd to see them together again.
Yeah. I feel the same way, David. I can, it's nice though, it's refreshing.
Redding, Willing, and Gable. American Alpha. That's great.
Yeah, that's a nice play there on word. Well, I don't know if I'd call that a play on words, but very nice, very well constructed verbiage there.
Indeed, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. Appreciate all the support. Great to see everyone watching Eclipse Pro.
Absolutely, they're in the right place for non-stop action here on Twitch.
Of course, those Equinox titles on display.
Love the design of the belts here in Eclipse Pro Wrestling, and those Equinox championships, which represent the tag team division, are no different from that. Very well designed. Love them. They stand out. They're different, but still elegant.
Of course, our first pay-per-view crowning all the inaugural champions.
Yeah,
Luna
that's right.
champion of our women's division, having a defense just last week. Probably the quickest defense we'll ever get against Beth Phoenix. Almost under 10 seconds, I believe.
Oh, let's light this candle, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh. Jason Jordan with a lariat to the back of the head.
Definitely had a strong impact there with the way that landed, especially it being back in the head like that. You don't see it coming. Has at least twice the impact.
Expect nothing less than the Equinox champions. Jason Jordan also a terrific head though. American Alpha as a team making their debut. Each individual also making their debuts here tonight.
Yeah, it's been a great night of action so far.
A staple. Oh, what a leg drop of Garrett Wheeler.
Not only was it a great leg drop, it was a great opportunity that they did that they executed there to have some tandem maneuvering.
Clearly got something in mind here. Oh, some kind of torture rack.
God,
that's insane.
Torture indeed. Wow, this has been quite a show of force from Blood Noon.
Redirecting his own momentum against him. It seems like Blood Moon have only gotten better since picking up those titles.
I agree, David. And I don't know if it's the fact that obviously they're inaugural champions or I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, they deserve to carry themselves that way, and I'm glad that they're using that momentum in their favor. So good for them. Another leg drop there, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
Not afraid to be throwing hands. Cut down once again. Ian is the Iron Man of the team. Does seem like they save Garrett for bursts of energy. Also,
wow. Gable trying. He's definitely willing.
Oh, what a kick.
A lot of leg strikes here in this matchup. Not a bad thing.
Well, Garrett Vera tagged him once again.
My God. Not the place you want to be. Not the side of the ring you want to be on. Not the corner you want to be on. Wrong place at the wrong time.
A real tag team action between American Alpha now. Whoa, the roll over leg snap. Very nice indeed.
Good tandem action there. Really for both sides, really. We've seen more of it on the Blood Moon side, just because they've been more dominant in the match, really. But see American Alpha with the same.
Oh. Take me down to duplexes. Not even gonna start with that. Where is it?
And those suplexes are brutal. Big swing and a miss there from Gable, but I'll tell you what, this match, if nothing else, is going to be a test kind of for American Alpha. Just because Blood Moon has been on such a, very, very positive run lately. Obviously being inaugural Equinox champions. There you go. You see it right there.
Quite a delayed Blood Moon spear into Shooting Star, but does get the job done as Garrett is able to take out the one unknown, being Jason Jordan in that instance.
Definitely a great showcase from our tag team division at Eclipse Pro Wrestling here. In Blood Moon and American Alpha. Blood Moon coming out with the W there. Great show of prowess.
Certainly seems that way. The Equinox champions putting quite a statement out. As good as American Alpha are, they are no Blood Moon.
Absolutely no question about it.
Now we have Will Ospreay facing off with Tommaso Omega.
This will be a good match too. I mean, every match tonight's been pretty much fire to me, David. I don't know about you, but I think it's been a great night, action-packed wrestling so far. As we get into the kind of the second half of tonight's showcase here, or tonight's show, Tommaso Omega and Will Ospreay, I think it's going to be a great outing for both of them. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a pretty evenly matched fight between these two when it comes to the similarities and the differences between them, really.
Indeed. Both show off quite dynamic flying and power. Seeing Will Ospreay make his way to the ring. Although I have just got an update. Following next week's Tag Team Wrestling Showcase,
That's going to be awesome.
Cruz will get an opportunity at a clean slate. In a clean slate match against Peter King. Meaning that the winners' losses are wiped from the records.
Yeah, that's
next week is a tag team showcase. We'll be seeing the best in tag team wrestling that Eclipse has to offer, headlined by a #1 contendership match as well as a title defense by Blood Moon.
That's right. Looking forward to that tag team showcase next week. A lot of great action there that's going to be coming out. So looking forward to it.
Of course, the Solo Championship on display, but just following up with that tag team showcase, it will be the Silhouettes of Redemption taking on DIY.
Yeah, that'll be for that #1 contendership for the Equinox Championship. Oh, God.
Will Ospreay thinking it's a good move to attack your opponent. Perhaps not.
It didn't seem that way, did it, David? He got a face and belt right in his forehead there.
Gonna have to call for the restart of the match. The referee clearly making the wrong call there. We'll be starting this match as it should. Ring the bell.
Right.
Will Ospreay, the Spartan, takes on Will Ospreay.
Let's get it on, right?
Spartan has something to prove here tonight. Ospreay clearly trying to offend the champion, perhaps. But the match now started. It will be Silhouettes of Redemption vs DIY, as well as Blood Moon taking on 2 members of the Shield.
With the titles on the line.
Which 2 will be decided via community poll.
Like I said, I'm looking forward to that tag team showcase, next week here at Eclipse Pro Wrestling. Oh, shit. Sorry. Great back and forth so far, though. Tommaso Omega and Will Ospreay.
Catching a Hurricane Rana straight into a powerbomb. Jesus.
I mean, to your point earlier, with Tommaso carrying that title, it begs the question. I mean, first of all, he's earned that championship, right? And it just begs the question, like you said earlier, is Ospreay trying to disrespect him earlier at this match or something? I think my point is Tommaso Omega is really trying to get back at Ospreay for the way that match started there. I think took it as a sign of disrespect, and I don't blame him.
And also getting word from the general manager that there's been a little bit of a behind doors deal between the participants of the death match that isn't happening, wink, and the Solar Champion, saying that whoever wins will be entitled to a shot at the Solar Championship.
Very interesting. It has been quite a night of developments and news, hasn't it, David? As we've gone into the night further and further, we're hearing more and more repercussions and consequences for actions and events that are occurring here.
Whoa, Tommaso Omega doing it the right way gets the win. Maybe putting the bad blood behind them.
Well,
bit of a handshake between the two.
You know, you love to see it. I mean, it's a good. It's always nice to have that sense of humility there, the mutual respect. You love to see it.
Always nice to see a quick turnaround. Putting the bad blood behind them. Speaking of, we'll now hear from David Wise.
Yes. This should be interesting.
Champion.
Be interested to hear what is on the mind of David Wise. What does he have to say? Gather round.
Of course, defending his title back to back from the pay-per-view to the first show post pay-per-view. Now seeing him for the second time since winning it. David Wise making his way to the ring. Full of energy. He's on top of the world.
I mean, exactly. You know, that's why I'm interested to hear what he's got to say, because he's, like you said, he's on top of the world. Very good way to put it. Got every reason to be happy right now.
Talking about the greatness of his ability, you'll wonder if someone doesn't come out here to try and interrupt him. Ooh. Yep, I have no idea what he's saying.
It's like the mic was cut off.
Gone a bit off the loony bin perhaps, but maybe it's a reference or something. Coming backstage, I have no clue what this dude is saying. Well, no, he's making sense now. He's saying,
is it enough sense to make $1?
Well, seems to be the fact so far. No one has been able to out-wrestle him in the ring.
You know, I think he's in a position right now, Wise, that is where he's, you know, sort of able to, not necessarily dictate, but sort of, dictate the direction which he wants to take himself moving forward at Eclipse Pro Wrestling. There's definitely a strong sense of confidence in this gentleman, in David Wise. And he's got every reason to have that confidence.
The main takeaway seems to be that he is ready to take on all challengers. Which I'll certainly like to see. which leaves us with the official main event of the night.
That's right. The official
Being
main
the
event, because the
Comet
actual main event
Championship
is
on the
non-sanctioned.
line between Randy Orton and the Sir.
I think it'll be a good one. The Sir being the
Should be
incumbent
indeed.
Comet champion.
Who do you see walking away with the Comet Championship in this match?
Sorry?
Who do you see walking away with the Comet Championship?
Honestly, you know what? I'm going to go with the Sir, because the Sir has been through hell and back since the very first broadcast of Eclipse Pro Wrestling. His story to where he got that, how he even obtained that Comet Championship, started day one with us here at the ground floor. I think it's going to take a lot. And Randy Orton's, don't get me wrong, Randy Orton has a lot to bring to the table, but I think it's going to take hell through high water to get that title out of his hands. I would be surprised to see him lose the belt.
And yeah, we got this song stuck in our head at the start of the broadcast.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, because I was just gonna say that. It's like, now it's back in my head again. I thought it was gone, but pardon me.
Seems like he might be already working up a sweat. You can start to see the light already reflecting off his face. That sheen. Maybe Big Match Orton doesn't have it in him anymore.
Sorry. You know, time will tell. I think this is going to be one hell of a matchup between these two. Randy Orton has never disappointed. Win, lose, you know, he's always one hell of a competitor with his in-ring capabilities here. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I have developed a cough. I had my first COVID shot this week, and I've been up and down with symptoms since the shot, so. Hope everyone out there is staying healthy and safe. Want to thank everybody again for joining us here tonight. It's been one hell of a night of action, hasn't it, David? Here we go.
The Sir making his way to the ring.
Yeah, and like I was saying earlier, you know, I mean, you go back in the record books, you know, Eclipse Pro Wrestling is still, you know, I mean, I would say still in its youth, but obviously it's come a long way. But, you know, from the very first broadcast of Eclipse Pro Wrestling, the Stir there has really made a name for himself here, a home for himself here. I can't picture a scenario where he loses that title, at least anytime soon. I mean, not to say it's impossible. It's just if he stays on the complete path that he's on, you know, he'll
well,
keep
he
finding
has
success.
expressed quite an interest in the the six-man division.
Yeah.
Working alongside the likes of the New Age Brainbusters. Could be very interesting to see. The Sir taking all of his time to present himself in the greatest light possible.
I got to tell you, there's something about, and we go back to it earlier. We were talking about the titles, organizations, promotion. That belt looks really good on him. And I don't know if it's the green or what, but he wears it well.
Of course, the custom side plates come with every champion's collection.
True. Of course, Randy Orton, the Apex Predator, could be his biggest challenge to date
for the
for the Sir.
Begins. Probably just about to get the presentation of the belt. One last hurrah, potentially, for the Sir.
Love those belts, my goodness.
Both competitors accepting the condition of the belt, and we are off to the races. Referee just about to call for the bell.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, Sir. Getting comfortable.
Maybe a little too comfortable. The last thing you want to do, and I know that you know this already, David, the last thing you want to do, and I'm sure Sir knows this as well, is let your guard down at any point with Randy Orton. We've seen it so many times throughout his career. Whether, outside the confines of Eclipse Pro, the man has earned that name, Apex Predator, and he is the master of deception. You never know what he's capable of. You don't want to let your guard down around Randy Orton at all.
Ooh, what an effortless slam there.
God, indeed it was.
Applying the face lock. Maybe looking for a submission early.
I mean, even if you don't get the submission there, it's still a great strategy because you're tearing down your opponent to some extent, right? You're finding an attack vector and trying to exploit it. So it's still smart. Wow. That's the thing.
Oh.
God.
Very stylish with the elbow drop there.
Indeed. My goodness. Very well executed. Oof. I thought, okay. See, even watching, Orton just gives me the kind of thing where it's like I just always expect him to snap, do something unexpected, come out of right field with something out of his back pocket. I think the Sir's defensive game is going to be tested here. I still see him coming out with a W.
So looking for something.
I just think Randy Orton is a great example of potentially probably one of the biggest challenges for this Sir, unless something changes.
I can't believe it. Sir.
That was quick. That was domination,
Man.
Considering he was going up against Randy Orton.
Man, Eclipse,
my God.
you need to retain your title. You will retain your title in 2 minutes or less.
That was absolute. Wow. Congratulations. I was talking up Orton. I mean, I knew Sir was going to win. I just expected Randy Orton to do what Randy Orton does. That was an ass kicking.
Orton's certainly not happy.
I don't blame him. I'd be embarrassed as well if I was him. I mean, not to say anything bad about the Sir, you know, I don't mean it that way, but that was a quick win. A show of dominance for the Comet Championship.
Of course.
Wow. Very good outing.
Well, now we have to go to an undisclosed location.
Undisclosed. Coordinates not publicized.
Just hang with us for a moment as we head to our undisclosed location, where we will see a match not happen. I can't stress this enough, that we are not sanctioning this match. All repercussions and deals coinciding within this match are not being endorsed by Eclipse Pro.
That's right. It's going to be one hell of a match here. An unsanctioned match. Slade Wilson and Tommy Demise.
Indeed. Now we head to the ring.
Let's get this party started. I gotta tell you, I'm really looking forward to this because in this style of match, and these two individuals, they're definitely gonna maximize or the lack thereof of the rules, I should say, in their favor here. This is gonna be a real barn burner in my opinion.
The shredder Slade Wilson making his way down to the ring first.
And Slade seeming very confident going into this match. Par for the course for a gentleman like himself, knowing his style and his mentality.
And now Tommy Demise making his way to the ring.
Tommy Demise. This kind of match is his bread and butter.
Indeed.
Will he be bringing the biscuits with him for this? Who knows? Time will tell, but this is definitely his style of match. and I expect him to show us some great things here. Definitely going to be not to say Slade's got an uphill battle. I don't want to take anything away from Slade, but knowing Tommy Demise, I just know that this is, like I said, his ball of wax. This is in his wheelhouse. This is his specialty, if you will. So
last time I saw Tommy Demise in a death match was against none other than Timothy Thatcher. It'll be very interesting to see if we see a similar performance from Tommy Demise. Of course, apparently, whoever wins this match will get an opportunity at the Solar Champion.
Yep. So even though, this is an unsanctioned match, lights out match, whatever you want to call it, there is, contention standing in the background here for the victor. There's a lot of sauce on these meatballs. Oh, wow. There we go. Wow. Great way to kick this off. Slade being the first to go after a table here, go after any kind of foreign object, which strikes me as a surprise, given Tommy Demise's track record.
Seems Slade is deeping into the Psycho Shredder.
That table is just waiting to be crashed into. Foreshadowing at its best. Both men sort of taking a breather there for a second, wasn't? Seemed like.
Oh
God. There you have it. And you know what? Because when Tommy went into that table the first time, it didn't break. And I gotta tell you, it's worse when the table doesn't break. When the table breaks, because that's the thing, you just land on it differently. When it doesn't break, it's worse when it doesn't break, in my opinion.
He's nearly battling up the ramp. Seems that both of them have bad intentions for whatever awaits them.
Things are looking like they're going in that direction where the shit can hit the fan.
Indeed, heading backstage.
Looking forward to see the direction this match takes now that they're backstage here. So much more is within the realm of reason when it comes to what is and what isn't capable of being used as a weapon.
Oh no, another table.
Wow. Wow.
Just an unlimited source of damage potential here.
Woohoo! Slade really taking it to Tommy Demise. using everything at his disposal that's there backstage in that area there.
Picking up a briefcase, about to show Tommy the business.
Show him the business. Business is good. Business is booming. He's thinking about expanding business.
Tommy needs to find a way back into this match ASAP.
Got to be careful there. Those, I don't know if you call them crates or whatever, but those are very heavy and usually filled with electrical equipment. The outer casing of those boxes or those crates are very hard and unforgiving. Really and truthfully, I mean, I don't know about you, David, but from my perspective, as I've been watching this match, really Slade has been dominating here for the most part. I mean, we've seen some great action from Tommy Demise, but from a hardcore perspective, from a deathmatch perspective, extreme rules, whatever you want to call it, I think Slade has been more dominant with regards to that aspect of this match so far, at least.
Certainly seems to be directing traffic a little more. Oh, what a thunderous spinebuster to the... Oh.
Right onto that floor, right? That hard... It's not concrete. I don't even know what you... But it's...
Almost tarmacked.
Yeah. Still hard. It's very, very unforgiving, like I was talking about earlier. Oh, God.
Oh. Chair shot to the skull out of nowhere.
God.
Brutal, brutal, brutal.
That was a very impressive outing by Slade over Tommy Demise. Again, as I said earlier, given that Tommy loves these deathmatch kind of fights here, that was really good for Slade. Congratulations to him.
Jesus. Yeah, no, just... Obviously didn't see it coming, didn't have the hands up. An unprotected chair shot to the skull will knock you right out. Yikes, nothing you can do there.
Yep, match over.
Wilson lulling him into a false sense of security and delivering that shot to the skull. Oof. But that potentially means Slade Wilson has earned himself a shot at the Solar Championship.
Absolutely. Yep, he's next. He's got that contention now. What a night of action this has been, David.
Indeed. So that is all from Eclipse Pro Wrestling for tonight. So we'll catch you all next week for the Tag Team Wrestling Showcase. Until then, I've been David Scheller.
And I have been Steven Anderson.
And that's all for tonight. Goodbye and good night.